Welcome to Ancient Echoes, Coins and Culture of the Ancients, the channel that takes you on a captivating journey through the intricate tapestry of history, numismatics, and the rich cultural heritage of civilizations long past. I'm your host, and together we'll dive deep into the fascinating world of ancient coins. Those small, metallic windows into the past that reveal stories of empires, trade, artistry, and the essence of societies that once flourished. Join me as we uncover the secrets behind these small but powerful artefacts, exploring the tales they tell about economies, politics, art, and the daily lives of our predecessors. We'll venture into the remarkable cultures that minted these coins, decoding symbols, inscriptions, and designs that carry the echoes of distant eras. So, whether you're a seasoned numismatist, a history enthusiast, or someone eager just to discover the hidden gems of antiquity, Ancient Echoes is your gateway to the enthralling world of coins and culture from ages gone by. In this episode, we'll be looking at a brief history of Rome up to Augustus. Understanding the contextual history of Rome leading up to Augustus is crucial for gaining insights into the transformation of the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. This period, known as the transition from the late Republic to early Principate, was marked by political turmoil, social upheaval, and military conflicts. Exploring the events such as the Punic Wars, the Gracchi reforms, and the Civil Wars helps illuminate the deep-seated issues that eroded the traditional Republic institutions and paved the way for Augustus to establish his rule. By comprehending the complex interplay of power, social dynamics, and governance challenges, we can better appreciate how Augustus managed to consolidate authority and institute the imperial system, thus shaping the trajectory of Rome's history for centuries to come. To begin this tale, I will begin with a passage written by Livy. Not without reason did gods and men choose this spot for the founding of our city. The healthy hills, the convenient river by which produce the inland regions could be brought in, and seaborne commerce received. The sea itself near enough for convenience but not exposed by too great proximity to the danger of foreign fleets. Our location in the middle of Italy, all these advantages make it a places in the world the best for a city destined to grow great. And that was from Livy 5.54. It's true that the site of Rome offered many advantages of geography, natural resources, convenient but not too close access to the sea, and connection to the wider world. The Romans felt that the site of their city was a sign of divine favour. With such an excellent location, surely their rise to world dominion was foreseen and approved by heaven. Later, this argument was extended to cover the whole Mediterranean world, with Rome in the centre governing an expanding ring of provincial conquests. The first settlers of the site of Rome were people called Latins, one of a number of Italian peoples who settled Italy from the mid-2nd millennium BC. Rome was in an area of central Italy, known as Latium, with Etruria, home of the Etruscans, to the north and Samnium to the east. Further south, colony cities founded by Greek settlers were beacons of sophistication and wealth during Rome's early years. At Rome, archaeological investigation shows human habitation on the Palatine and Esquiline hilltops, with some traces in the intervening valleys, from the early 1st millennium BC onwards. This date roughly corresponds to the legendary foundation of Romulus in 753 BC. Later writers romanticised whatever folk memories remained of this early Rome. Here, the poet Virgil sends his hero Aeneas, a refugee from Troy and founder of the Roman race, on a tour of the city's future site with the humble local king Evander, where he sees cattle grazing in what would one day be the heart of the city. They came to the house of humble Evander and saw cattle here and there, mooing where the Roman Forum and the fashionable Carinae district would be. And that was from Virgil's Aeneid. By the 6th century BC, Rome was growing into an important urban centre, with substantial engineering interventions to turn the hilltop villages into a single town. The draining of the Forum marshes, the building of the Servian Wall, and the creation of the Capitoline Temple all spoke of the wealth and ambition of the city, and also of its rulers. These rulers were kings whose names were transmitted by Roman legends that may preserve some traces of historical truth. The idea that at least a couple of these kings were from neighbouring Etruria, for an example, matches what we know about mobility between these neighbouring power blocks. Later Romans saw Etruscan origins in elements of their religious ceremony and tradition. The Emperor Claudius, for one, even wrote a book about it. Rome's expansion continued when her citizens overthrew the monarchy and instituted a republic, conventionally dated to 509 BC. Under this new constitution of annually elected magistrates, ruling in pairs to mitigate the risk of any individual taking sole king-like control, the city's power extended throughout central Italy by a series of conquests and treaties. As enemies were co-opted as allies for the next campaign of conquest, momentum built up that saw Rome start to acquire overseas provinces as well. By the mid-2nd century BC, Rome's empire extended to the Greek world. Corinth fell in 146 BC, where her armies were dazzled by the fabulous wealth and sophistication of Hellenistic royal capitals, built by the successors of Alexander the Great himself. With their temples, porticos, palaces, theatres and marble monuments, these cities were a stark contrast to the Romans' world of simple timber and terracotta buildings and winding streets. As Greek artworks, craftsmen and ideas poured into Italy, Rome's idea of itself as an urban centre started to change. Roman moralists warned against the influx of Greek luxury as debilitating influence, but the tide could not be turned. The wealth of these overseas conquests destabilised Rome's constitution. Mighty figures like Julius Caesar and Pompey fought for supremacy, using magnificent public building projects as one tool for courting popularity. Caesar's heir, Augustus, put many of these plans into practice after another round of civil wars, consolidating his position as Rome's first emperor. He took the title Augustus, the August one, in 27 BC, but will generally refer to him by that name for convenience. Augustus inherited a city partly ruined by civil war and neglect, but it also had vast resources of manpower and money. His building projects transformed the city, and we can see this in Suetonius' Life of Augustus 28. Since the city was not adorned in proportion to the dignity of the empire, and was ruined by floods and fires, Augustus so beautified it that he could justify the boast he had left in marble that which he had found in brick. The record Augustus made of his own achievements toward the end of his life, the Res Gestae, gives a long list of his building projects, a sign of the importance he attached to them in establishing his reputation. The text was sent out across the empire and must have been read by provincials who had never set eyes on the city. The surviving copies of this inscription come from modern Turkey, hundreds of miles from Rome. This impressive list includes many of the types of building that Augustus created in his lifetime: infrastructural work such as roads and aqueducts, religious buildings, buildings for politics and state functions like basilicas and forums, and buildings for entertainment like theatres and the Circus Maximus. In his efforts to build in the city, honouring its gods and keep its people fed, watered and entertained, then ensuring through this inscription that he got as much credit as possible, Augustus, as we shall see in future videos, set a pattern that was widely followed by Roman emperors. And there you have it. That is a very basic history of Rome leading up to Augustan rule. As we come to the end of this episode of Ancient Echoes, Coins and Culture of the Ancients, I want to thank you for joining me on this exploration of the past through the lens of numismatics. The journey we've embarked on is just the beginning, and there are countless more ancient coins and stories to uncover. If you've enjoyed this episode and want to continue delving into the captivating tales of ancient civilizations, be sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. Until next time, I'm reminding you that the echoes of the past are still all around us waiting to be heard. Thank you for tuning into Ancient Echoes, Coins and Culture of the Ancients.